Okay, it's time for puzzle 2, the pixel mystery. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create a pixel graphic using a spreadsheet. You can do this lots of ways, but I find this way to be kind of easy personally. Now I am going to delete this picture and find some other picture that I feel like goes. I just typed in pixel and I'm just going to choose a pixel cloud because, you know, mine's web design, the cloud, internet, you know, like that all goes. That's not the picture I'm using though. So you need to come up with an idea for your picture. So for my legal one, for example, I decided that I would do a law theme. And then this is a police car. So my picture is a police car. So I went and searched Google for pixel police car. Um, in this case, I'm going to do a pixel laptop because laptops get on the internet and that works close enough. So you're just going to find a picture that you're going to sort of, kind of reproduce-ish. So I'm going to click on one of these here. I feel like this one works pretty good. I'm just going to use my snipping tool to grab a hold of this and I'm going to copy it. Now, you're going to want to copy and paste your picture into the spreadsheet I provided. So when we go back to our document that we've been working through, in here I've deleted the extra stuff that was in here, and you can delete this, although I know mine's going to be a laptop, so I can go ahead and change it. And then over here at the bottom is the spreadsheet. So you're going to click on that. That's the Color Pixel Art Template spreadsheet. And you're going to then use this to create your own version of a pixel graphic. Okay. So if I'm on here, and there should be some tabs down here at the bottom. I can't see them because my picture being over here is putting it in the way. All right. So you can see here I have like a pixel example, pixel key with letters, and this is how I did the last one. And I kind of just chose letters to use in here. Okay, so there's my picture, and then you've got the blank. Now, I'm going to give you one of these. When you click on it, it's going to force you to copy. So it'll be all your own, and you can just use it as you see fit. But for now, I'm going to make a copy of this one so I don't mess up the original. So I'm going to name this Laptop Color Pixel Art Template. And then in here, I'm going to just go ahead and put in my picture. So I'm just going to hit paste once this loads all the way. And I'm going to paste in the image of the laptop. And I'm just kind of using this as a guide. Like, it's not really going to stay there or anything like that. It's just here as a guide for me to use to kind of draw something similar to it. So you do kind of want to make it, you know, similar pixel wise. It's not going to be exact by any means, and you can drag it down. All right, so I would just kind of look at this and be like, okay, there's kind of a bar across the top, and then you want to kind of go across the top and then make it a color. And you want to stick to just like maybe 4 or 5 colors. I wouldn't go too crazy with colors. So let's say that's going to be black, and then looking on this picture, you know, it's going to go down a little bit, and that's going to be black, and then maybe across, black. And again, they won't have to look perfect because it is what it is, right? It's a pixel graphic. Okay, it looks like they have like a cute blue part here in the middle just to kind of make it look different. Now, if I'm going to use blue there, I need to keep in mind that like later on somewhere, I don't really want the kids to have 15 different shades of blue. But I could do a light blue and a dark blue. So I'm going to do a light blue there and a dark blue around it, and then I'll use that same light blue for kind of these other parts, right? So here's my light blue, and all this would be my dark blue. So I'm just going to kind of pop that in there as a dark blue. And I know this does seem really tedious. It kind of is tedious, unfortunately. And there's probably maybe better ways to do it, but this works for me. I just went over the top of this bottom part, so that wasn't good. Okay. So then you're just going to continue on to like make my little laptop go around. And this one has like kind of a black edge with a blue part around it. I don't really have enough pixels to do all of that stuff. I could if I like made this, you know, bigger, if I scooted this down and I zoomed out a bit. But I'm just trying to kind of get the general gist of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you can't do diagonals, but you can hold down the control key to multi-select things. So that's kind of the way I do that. going to hold down Control and select to go across. And then again, maybe you want to do that same thing again on here. And you can have white places that they don't color at all. We'll talk about later how we can make those just a different letter that we're not using so they know not to color with it. Okay, and then however you want to go across the side, the bottom. Now they have like a power button on here, so I could do like a little red button if I wanted to, and then maybe skip one and do a little green button if I wanted to. So hopefully you're actually going right now and looking for a picture while you're kind of just listening to me, because this is probably really boring if you're just continuing to watch me sit here and do this. But anyway, so something like this is what we're going after. And then you need it to kind of look like, you know, a computer in here. So probably filling in as much of this as you can with your light blue color. And then going through and sort of faking some keys here and there because it's pixels. So you wouldn't really be able to tell. You know, it's not going to be super obvious. So that's what we're going to do. And I probably could have just paused this so you can kind of skip ahead on me if you're just really not getting into this right now. Okay, so let's say I wanted to give it kind of a space bar because I feel like that's important. And I would probably just do some like hit and miss keys here or whatever. And if I feel like it does need more to it, I could certainly add more to it. I'm not sure they would get that that's a laptop just right now, so I probably would add some additional pieces. But for now, I'm just going to make this be like this so I can give you your example so you're not, you know, watching me forever. Okay, so once you get it done, and this really isn't as done as it should be, I'll finish it better. You're going to hit Control-C and copy it, and you're going to go over to one like this, and this is where your example will be, right? You can put it on there if you want, so that you have your example. Then you're going to come in here, and this is where you want to use your letters. And so I'm just going to press delete on all of these. And then I would go ahead and paste in your graphic. Okay. And then match these colors. So like I am using a green and I am using a red. I am using black. And then I need to do like maybe this B would be a dark blue. And then O for this example might be a light blue. And then I'm not using purple, so we'll take that one off. I do have the green. I don't need a gray. All right. And really, you don't have to put this on here. You could just put this on your document later on. And then you're going to go through and you're just going to type in your letters. So like this is all black. So type in and put it on caps. Type in a K and just K, 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 K. You can also drag down if you're familiar with using the fill handle. So if I draw a K here, you can't see it, but it's there. And then I drag across, these are all going to be a K. And if I put a K here, and then I click it and I drag down, those are all going to be a K. And then same story here. K, hit enter, click it, drag it across, and so forth. Okay? And then you just do the same thing. These are going to be my dark blues. So I'm going to put B's in here. B's. And then these are going to be a lot of B's, so I can grab a hold of all of them and just keep pulling across. I don't want to get into the little B's. B. Oops. B, B, B. B, B, B. And then my ones in the middle are going to be O's. Okay, you get the gist here. My light blue is a O. Okay, now I'm going to pause so I can finish doing all of these. And yeah, I'll show you how to do it the next part. All right, I added a mouse on here. I still don't love this, but it's going to work for now. So I've put in additional letters, A, B's, and C's, because I didn't use A, B's, and C's to fill these gaps so they can't sort of predict what this might be able to be. Then you're just going to highlight all of those cells. And again, you should have a copy of this on your other. Highlight all of those cells, and on your shading, you're going to set it to reset. And that's going to get rid of all of that shading. Now, right when you do that, if you see a problem, undo immediately. Like if you have a spot that's missing, I do right here, and then fix it. And then go back in, highlight all of those, and reset. Okay? All right, that looks pretty good. I have some boxes that look like they're missing their borders, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that as well. Otherwise, this looks fine. Okay. And so now you're going to take a screenshot. Now I added these extra columns for you to click on so you won't be able to see. So be in there somewhere below where you're at so you won't be able to light these headings up. And then take your snipping tool again, hit new, draw from the corner, and you don't need to get the key, and then over to Z. And if you used a larger space, you would go down farther and make sure your key is lower so it's not in the way. Okay, so there you go. You're going to hit copy and you're going to go into your document here. Obviously, you should paste in this, and you might want to paste in the example also, which I had in there initially. And then in your breakout here, you're going to delete the one that's in there, and then you're going to paste yours in here and then stretch it up. And then again, whatever colors that you went for this one, update your colors. So remember, I changed it to a dark blue. And then my O is light blue. And then I didn't use any of these other colors, so I could take them out so the kids know what colors they need. And then they only need those 5 colors. And then any colors that aren't there, they should not color in. Those would be clear. Okay, so once again, what do we want to do? We want to make sure that we have all of this on our little answer key document. So I'm going to copy this and paste it into my answer key so that I have it. And then of course the answer is a laptop. Now, now that you've watched this whole thing, if that's just too complicated for you, that's fair. Just grab one from one of these websites. So Bright Sprouts has these color by numbers. So you could go in here and find some of their color by numbers. They have some that have boxes down here, these pixel color by numbers, and these tell you what they are. Like that's going to be a frog, a unicorn, a car. So you can click on one of those and it will basically give you this is a car pixel color by number. And then you don't have to do any of the work at all. You can just zoom out here and copy and paste their box and their key and slap it on there. So if it halfway relates to your theme, you can feel free to go to any of these sites that I have listed here that already have what I call pixel coloring pages. So yeah, if you were like, that's just too much, go to one of these. And some of these are a little more complicated. But again, don't let them have the title at the top of these when there's titles, because you definitely don't want them to know what they're making, right? And they have different ones in here. Some of these even require like math to do. And then some, of course, are just simple characters. So feel free to use one of those if you were just like, wow, that was way too complicated. Okay. And so there we go. We're good to go. We've got this one, our answers laptop, and we're ready to move on.